Hey, hi there. Nice to meet you. I'm Gert. Hi. Yes, that's right. I'm here to shoot your interview for today. You're actually the first one in, and you are a tad bit early, but that's completely fine. You're more than welcome to just stick around, and I'll be setting up some camera equipment, some lighting, and we'll be good to go in a couple of minutes. First off, would you like a glass of water? Okay, perfect. I'll set that to the side of you. It's always good to have a glass of water on hand so your mouth doesn't dry up during the interview. Now, is this your first interview? It is. Okay, listen, there is absolutely no need whatsoever to be nervous here. I've been doing this a long time, and with people that are nervous, people that are not nervous, whatever the case, it always turns out fine. The key thing to remember here is that this is not live. You can mess up however many times you'd like, and in the edit we can always cut out those messy bits. So if you're giving an answer, you're not feeling 100% confident about it, we can just retry. And oftentimes people think that they have to retry the whole answer, while often half or more than half of the answer is perfectly fine and usable, and you can just fill in from where it went wrong, and again in the edit we'll cut those two bits together, and no one will be the wiser. It'll be our little secret. Yes. Okay, I'll be setting up the camera here. If you have any further questions, please don't hesitate to ask. Yes, they very much look like photography cameras, right? I mean, technically, they also shoot photographs. However, the last couple of years, they really managed to pack, some real punch video-wise into these small cameras. So, for most assignments, I find that it's just, too big and bulky to be carrying around a big old camera. So I much prefer to shoot on this type of camera. It's also, a bit less intimidating. Yeah. questions. Oh, of course, yes, I have them right here. Did no one send you the questions? Oh, shoot. I can give them to you. You still have plenty of time to review them. But also, we tend to like to do our interviews as spontaneous as possible. So, while it's certainly okay that you see the questions beforehand, we do, however, prefer that you don't have a too well-studied answer beforehand in your head. Just the spontaneous answers always feel the best to me. So have a quick glance at the questions, but don't overthink it. Let's see. These are the questions. Yeah, there we go. There you go. Okay. Let's see now. Let's try and frame you up as best as we can. I think there should be more here. There we go. Let's see how you look from here. Let's see here. Let's get this a bit over here, and then there we go. Get some settings here. No, that's not the one I want. Where is that damn setting? There we go. Yes, and then we need to. Yes. Okay. Yes, there we go. Okay. Now, to add a filter that will make you look as smooth and soft as possible. Not that you're not, of course, looking fabulous already. That's the one. That one. Maybe this one here. No. Filter. This one. Yes, perfect. Now I'm gonna set up some lighting. Now again, don't be nervous. This one's quite big. It looks quite scary, but it really isn't. I'm gonna make it super soft, so it rolls off nice off of your skin tone, and if you think about it that way, the light's not scary at all. It's only here to make the shot look as best as possible. So yeah, it's not scary at all. Keylight. So it's basically your main light source that'll, light your face and, the upper half of your body. Yeah, it kind of looks like an umbrella, doesn't it? This is the Softbox. It's what we put in front of the Keylight here, and it's gonna make the otherwise harsh light, be super soft. It's basically like a big dome. It's all clicked in, and with this white material here in front of it, and softens up the light real good. And then I only have one more light that I wanna put up here. It's a smaller one, and it's gonna be behind you, so you won't even notice that it's there. It's what we call a backlight, a hair light, or sometimes it's called a kicker light. And it's basically just there to give you a bit of an edge light on the back of you. It's mostly used to just separate you from the background a little bit. Again, everything to make you and the shot look as good as we can. See, it's only this big. And for this we don't need the big softbox. We actually want the light to be a bit harsh, because it's it it defines your edge. If it's too soft, then you know, it won't be as defined. For the Keylight here, I always like to have it at 5,600 Kelvin. That's daylight temperature. I think that looks, you know, always depends on what room you're in, but and what the existing lighting conditions are. But I think that looks the best. But for the kicker, I like to have it either maybe a bit colder or a bit warmer. In this case, I'm going to go for 2,700 Kelvin, which is like the standard household bulb. You know, it's a bit warmer, and it contrasts well with the bit cooler tone of the Keylight. Let me put this behind you here. Okay, there we go. Let's see how you're looking here. Let's check this. Okay. Let me make some slight lighting adjustments. Okay. This way too. That way. Yes. Okay. You're looking absolutely stunning. Now the only thing I have left to do, technically speaking, is the audio. Of course, we can make you look as good as we want, but we're here to do an interview, and if we can't hear what you're saying, then you know there won't be much use to that interview. So let me mic you up real quick here. This again is another godsend of modern filmmaking technology. You know, back in the old days, we needed to have like either a boom pole or you'd have lav mics, but you'd have to set the gain right, and there'd usually be a cable. You'd have to hide the cable under your clothes. Luckily, in the last couple of years, these little guys have come into existence, and it's really just an ease, as well as for me, as well as for you. No need to, you know, fiddle with your clothing anymore. You just pop this right on you, either with the clip or with the provided magnet here. Yeah, and you don't even have to set the gain anymore on these. You just, you know, press record, and pretty much whatever volume you start talking in, the volume will be, you know, easily adjustable after the fact on the computer, except maybe if you start yelling really, really loud. But I hope you don't do that, as it's not really necessary for this interview. So let's fire up and let's get you sorted here. Let's put that there. Okay, there we go. We're all set to go. Did you have a chance to go over your questions? Okay, perfect. Do you have any more questions for me before we start? Okay, good. If I can give you one last tip before we start. So I will ask you the questions. You can take as much time as you need before you answer. But do keep in mind that my questions will be not present in the actual video, so they will be cut out. So in your answer, try to repeat my question within your answer as much as you can. So as to give the viewer as much context as they can. Let me give you a quick, simple example that'll, make it make sense. So, for instance, if I were to ask you, or if you were to ask me, what did you have for dinner last night? I could simply say spaghetti. Now, that's not wrong. However, if you don't hear the question, like you will not be able to hear it in the actual video, the viewer will just hear the word spaghetti with no added context. See, does it make sense? Okay, good. So, one possible answer could be, last night I had spaghetti. So, that way the viewer has context and, we'll be all good to go. Of course, try to avoid simple yes or no answers as well. Try to give, as much info as you can per question. Don't hesitate to, go overboard with the info. If you go too much overboard, I'll definitely say so. But usually speaking, I'd like to have as much info as possible. That way, I just have more to choose from in the edit. So yeah. So if you're good to go, you need a refill on your water? No, you're good. Okay. Yeah. If you're good to go, then I'm good to go as well. Okay, perfect. Let's start.